What's up, everyone? It's Willette with Urbex and Coasters, and today I am at Sonoma Train Town, getting one of the 18 or 19 coasters in California that I still have not ridden. And the reason I say 18 or 19 is, if you, I do count Matterhorn as 2 credits, so it would be 19 coasters that I have not ridden in the state. And when you consider that most of that is Disney and Universal, I've come pretty close to conquering this state. But anyway, this is one of the smaller places that I have not hit yet. So they've got an E&F Miler coaster. It's a bit larger than a kiddie coaster from what I've seen, but it's not a full-scale thrill coaster like, say, Wild Waves at Playland's Castaway Cove or Hurricane at Fun Spot Atlanta. It's not of that scale, but it is larger scale than their kiddie coasters. So let's go check it out. You know, they've got a cool old railroad crossing thing out here, so this is pretty cool. There's the sign, you know, very charming. They've got all these trains over here. A full-scale turntable. It's a small-scale turntable. It's not as big as, say, the one at the CN Tower or the one on the Armstrong Trail for turntables I've seen, but, you know, having a roundhouse like this, pretty cool. And, you know, I like railroad theming as someone who likes biking rail trails. I've missed having rail trails here out west. So, it's cool to see some stuff like this, because, you know, on those rail trails, I always like seeing remnants like this. So why wouldn't I like it here? By the way, since I'm doing the train ride and the coaster, it would cost less than $5 just to do a ride on the coaster. And it costs like $9 to do the train, and it's a long train ride from what I've seen. So, you know, it should be pretty fun. So, you know, pretty affordable actually for Sonoma, for a thing that you can just do out here. And it's free to walk around in here, and there's plenty of cool stuff to see. See a look at the coaster over there. As I stated, it's bigger than a kiddie coaster. It's not as big as rides like Wild Waves or Hurricane, but it should be fun because, you know, it is an E&F Miler, and, you know, they always pack a little bit of a punch for their size. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this thing is. On rides to open, we've got some full-size box cars that we can go in. You can see the wheel assembly. This is legit full size. We've got an old fridge. Super cool stuff.
I did it. I'm gonna go down now. Oh, you're done now? Mama! Oh, there you are. Alright. Mama, I was thinking, there's a wheel, there's a hole over there. Yeah, a hole.
Use atmospheres, please. But all this stuff, it's super cool. Here is this mechanism up here. And here is, you can see the parking lot. The Ferris wheel's testing. The rides aren't open yet. But yeah, you get a view around. Your connection joint between the cars. And now we've got the other one. I don't feel the need to go up every single one of these, but it's cool to show this stuff off. And then at the end we've got this other connection point You know, it's amazing thinking about those Lionel trains, how accurate they are to this stuff. Here's a look at the roller coaster. Like I said, it does do more than their kiddie coasters typically do. You can see footers from their previous roller coaster, which was a Zamperla powered coaster, so not even a coaster. But you can see the footers from it, like right here. So I imagine some of their footers are reused now, but they obviously can't reuse all of them. Because, yeah, like, I mean, this one, you can tell they've moved something on that, so that's a reused footer. Back row, and it's a kiddie coaster. So, you know, my phone's not going to be a projectile if it flies out of my hand. I am going to record my reaction on ride. Credit 422. This is the first time around. The second time I'm going to show you the layout. All right, here we go. Woo! Woo! Has a little bit of whip to it. Some good laterals. I love E&F Miler. And that's going to be credit 422. All right, so here's off-ride so that I can narrate what it does. Drop gives some good laterals. That hill has lateral airtime on it. Like, I can imagine that double up has some decent airtime in the front, but I rode in the back, so I don't know if that, so it didn't have airtime in the back, but you know, that hill right there, that second hill has lateral airtime on it, so like, I mean, there are some adult coasters that this thing's actually better than, I'd say. So yeah, come out here to Sonoma Train Town and ride this mid-sized E&F Miler coaster. Looks like they've got some vehicles for some flying scooters. I think those are Larson. However, seeing the angle the fins are at, those might be Bisrocco. But, like, I mean, I think it's just that they don't have the stoppers on them so that they can have them in storage. An airplane ride, an Alan Herschel plane ride that seems to not be here right now, or is getting a new concrete pad, you know. Maybe that's what's going on with the flyers, I do not know. I'm glad the coaster was still open for us, at least, seeing that clearly a lot of stuff is going on here with these rides. We've got some old school, like, mall type rides here. I imagine that's where these came from. Cool that they have them. Punched my ticket for the train. Sort of makes me think of Polar Express. Fortunately, I doubt this train is going to take a gravity path built by Gravity Group that is going to be super thrilling like what that train did. Got a tunnel here. Low ceiling. And got some beautiful scenery over here, and there's our beautiful mid-sized E&F Miler coaster. That's the main reason that we came here. We'll get another shot of it later down the line with this train ride up a little closer. 1958, it stayed stamped on the tunnel. Got some redwoods back here. Got a trestle over there. That's part of the way back. Got several little buildings along this like that. We've got some deer down there crossing the waterway. And we've got a water feature there. Over at Trestle. Got some buildings over there. Going along the creek. Got a big pile of wood here. Got a chair that someone carved. It's like we're already going through the tunnel to turn around. I thought this was supposed to be like 20 minutes. So this feels like pretty short if we're already turning around. Another 1958 date on the tunnel. I thought of our E&F Miler coaster up close, like we said would be able to get. And then there's the Eli Bridge Ferris wheel. Closest shot we're gonna get of the coaster. We're gonna get some off-ride footage as we're passing, assuming that we're not being blocked by the trees. Oh yeah, here's some great footage. The coaster. And then we've got a trestle here. And then we go through a little village here. The train has a stop in this little village. We got an old style school. This kind of reminds me of like a miniature Knott's Berry Farm or an Idlewild Storybook Forest, like a combination of those things. Here's the engine, because I know rail fanning is a thing, so if you want to get a look at that, it's definitely something you can get a look at. There's the water tower. Reminds me a little bit of the Bertle water tower when it was still standing when they filmed Stand By Me, except painted yellow, but reminds me a little bit of that water tower. So here's the schoolroom. Some of the stuff in it. Take a look at this Lionel clock. That time is not accurate, but you know, I think it's awesome to look at this. And now we've got our miniature company store. Love that you're using grams on that. Let's not forget this picture of a train here. Fire department. You can see that's mounted there. And you could go upstairs. I don't think there's really anything much to see up there. And now we've got an actual saloon in here. Weird for a children's park to have a saloon in it. But, you know, it's cool. We've got a wacky mirror. Got a couple wacky mirrors. You've got a piano over here. Wonder if this thing could still play if it didn't have this thing on it. Here's a look at the coaster. On this side, we've got our petting zoo with animals.
Sometimes you wait for quite a long time, considering that many of them arrived in town by horse and buggy or over the hills, thus making it difficult.
Got some chickens, sheep, and goats. You know, your typical, what you'd expect from a petting zoo. Here are some birds that they've got here. Beware of this thing. This thing, it's not designed for adults to walk through. Multiple people have hit their head on it. Yeah, I'd say Lakeview is pretty cool, but definitely if you are an adult, you have to watch your head if you want to go into these buildings, because these entryways are definitely designed for children. I'm gonna put that out there. Got more stuff here. Ultimately, I would say that for the actual train ride itself, the thought of it being a full 20-minute train ride, it's really not, because I think they are including the stop to explore that little town area, which, you know, that's cool. It doesn't really need to be an upcharge, but, like, I mean, I get why they do it, but, like, I mean, there is some cool stuff along that train track. You get some cool angles of the coaster that you would not get if you didn't do the train. So, you know, it's cool. I'm glad I did the train. And yeah, so that's one more credit in California that I have completed. And, you know, the train has some pretty cool stuff to see too. And the cool part of this, if you exclude Disney, Universal, and Legoland, I think it's literally 6 credits from the state of California that I'm missing if you exclude Disney, Universal, and Legoland, which are all way more expensive than they are worth. So it's like, that's weird to think about how close I am to conquering this state. See, even they know no one wants their J.K. Rowling garbage, putting it on their bargain bin table. Cool historic stuff on the top shelf here. I love about this place is that a little detail, like railroad ties that really do not matter, are being placed against their gift shop that is themed to a railroad car but is not even sitting on rails. But they went to the effort to place railroad ties. Like, I just love that. Like a vehicle for like a turnpike cars type attraction. It can't steer. But, I mean, look at this. Like, yeah, these things freaking spin. Roulette. I was looking at the roller coaster database. Turns out that the Dragon Ride, the Wisdom Rides coaster that the E&F Miler here replaced, I've ridden the coaster that was there. It's at Live Oak Canyon Pumpkin Farm. So, you see my video from there. That coaster came from here. So, those old footers that you saw, you know where that ride went. So, because I've ridden both, I'm going to say I definitely prefer the current coaster that they have here to the one that they used to have. And